Good morning, children. Welcome back. Today we'll continue Chapter 8 Securities Exchange Board of India. In last video, we discussed Introduction of SEBI, Objective of SEBI, Functions of SEBI. In this video, we'll continue Power of SEBI, Dematerialization, Benefits of Dematerialization. Powers of SEBI. Powers relating to stock exchange and intermediaries. Powers to impose monetary penalties. Power to initiate action in functions assigned. Power to regulate insider trading. Powers under Securities Contract Act. Powers to regulate business of stock exchange. Now we'll discuss one by one. Powers regulating to stock exchange and intermediaries. SEBI has wide power regarding the stock exchange and intermediaries dealing in securities. It can ask information from the stock exchanges and intermediaries regarding their business transaction for inspection or scrutiny and other purpose. Power to impose monetary penalties. SEBI has been empowered to impose monetary penalties on capital market intermediaries and other participants for a range of violations. It can even impose suspension of their registration for a short period. Power to initiate action in function assigned. SEBI has a power to initiate actions in regard to functions assigned. For example, it can issue guidelines to different intermediaries or can introduce specific rules for the protection of interest of investors. Power to regulate insider trading. SEBI has power to regulate insider trading or can regulate the functions of merchant bankers. Powers under Securities Contract Act. For effective regulation of stock exchange, the Ministry of Finance issued a notification on 13 September 1994 delegating several of its power under the Securities Contract Act to SEBI. SEBI is also empowered by the Finance Ministry to nominate 3 members on the governing body of every stock exchange. Power to regulate business of stock exchange. SEBI is also empowered to regulate the business of stock exchange, intermediaries associated with the securities market as well as mutual fund, fraudulent and unfair trade practice relating to securities and regulation of acquisition of shares and takeover of companies. Dematerialization, that is DMAT. Dematerialization is a process by which the physical share certificates of an investor are taken back by the company or registered and destroyed. Then an equivalent number of securities in the electronic form are credited to the investor's account with his depository participant. Trading in dematerialization shares commenced on the NSE in December 1996, where Reliance Industries was the first company to trade its 100 shares in demat form. In case of the BSE, dematerialization of shares commenced in the year December 1997. Benefits of dematerialization. Completely secured, high trading efficiency, online trading facilities, automatic update, common bank, low cost of transaction, easy hold under single account, customer service by bank, loan against securities. Demat account. A demat account holds all the shares that are purchased in electronic or dematerialized form. It holds certificates of financial instrument like shares, bonds, government securities, mutual funds, and exchange traded funds, that is ETF. Demat account opening procedure. For open Demat account, contact depository participant. They will provide account opening form either offline, you fill form, sign and send back to DP officer, or they will provide you online account opening link where you can fill online form and submit with digital sign with the help of Aadhaar number. Depository participate provide you rules and regulations and account opening and other charges mentioned sheet. You can go through it before sign. In-person verification compulsory for offline as well as online account opening. DP officer either visit you and ask recommend document for in-person verification, or they will ask you online in-person verification with the help of laptop or computer camera. Proof of identity. PAN card, voter's ID, passport, driver's license, bank attestation, IT returns, electricity bill, telephone bill, ID card with applicant photo issued by the central or state government and its departments, statutory or regulatory authorities, public sector undertakings, that is PSUs, scheduled commercial banks, public financial institutions, college affiliated to universities or professional bodies such as ICAI, ICWAI, ICSI, Bar Council, etc. Proof of address. Ration card, passport, voter ID card, driving license, bank passbook or bank statement, verified copies of electricity bills, residence telephone bills, leave and license agreement or agreement for sale, self declaration by High Court or Supreme Court judges, identity card or a document with address issued by the central or state government and its departments, statutory or regulatory authorities, public sector undertakings, PSUs, scheduled commercial banks, public financial institutions, college affiliated to universities and professional bodies such as ICAI, ICWAI, Bar Council, etc. PAN or permanent account number is a unique 10-digit alphanumeric identifier allotted to each taxpayer by the Income Tax Department under the supervision of Central Board of Direct Taxes. It also serves as an identity proof. In this video, we discuss power of SEBI, dematerialization, benefits of dematerialization. Thank you, children. Have a nice day.